minority, fuck the majority, outspoken thoughts, think they be ignoring it. Maybe it was suicide. Maybe all I wanted is be different. So like portraying like the will to be different as like a suicide, because everybody talks about how being different is like hard and shit, but then I put myself in this spot where like I'm forcing myself to be different, and it's like I'm deciding to do that, like I'm deciding like, okay, I'm gonna move in this direction, but I know that there's gonna be like repercussions,
Word, cause that's the meaning of life.
Yeah.
That's truth and honesty.
and it's also like doubting like whether that's even like a worthy thing to care about, like to do you like what am I being different for, It's like there's times of doubt,
Yeah, but I mean, you know what, as much as people from the older generations try to hate on y'all, we've been doing that for years, and they shouldn't hate on you for trying to find your place in the world. I heard somebody from your generation say, I like to say your generation, because I don't want to group everybody together. You're independent. You need you need an identity. So I say your generation represents you, because in your generation, I heard somebody say, my generation and older force-fed them Tupac and Biggie so much to be tired of hearing it. And that you have your own heroes. You have Drake's, you have J. Cole's, you have Lil Wayne's, who I definitely didn't listen to. But you have it though. You see what I'm saying? That's not a slight to Lil Wayne, because he makes good music. That Funeral was very good. I ain't gonna lie, Mamma Mia is dope. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, like it's like you get tired of hearing somebody tell you who to be. You get tired of hearing somebody tell you what to feel. And you're like, but what about what I do feel? And it's not about what you feel, but you gotta feel. Like, that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? And like going back to Biggie and Tupac for a moment, part of what you said is part of what they did.
Yeah.
Look at Tupac. How emotional did he get in his anger or in his truth? Our lifestyles are closed captured, addicted to fatal attractions. Man, men's fiction to Mr. Matching, no fairy tales for this young black male. Like, he's telling you right there that it's not sweet. Stuff go on. To all them seeds that follow me, protect your essence. Born with less, but you still precious. Think about that. And then you got Biggie. When I die, fuck it, I want to go to hell because I'm a piece of shit. And you know what fucking tell. Like, it's sad that those are the recollections that we have. But even with Rakim rapped about being a sperm and finding the egg and then being brought to Earth through the galaxy. That's called the ghetto, if you never heard it. That truth is what carries hip hop today.
I got a question.
What's up?
Bro, you remember that Wu-Tang show?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen this? Well, there's like an episode where RZA raps about being like a sperm.
Yeah.
So was that inspired by Rakim specifically?
It's inspired by life. And that's what makes you dope, is that you're inspired by your life and not letting somebody dictate your life. And that honestly is the truth about what makes y'all who you are, and why I celebrate your hip hop in particular. Because while other people try to fight for a sound, you're fighting to be heard and to be relevant to people who have no voice. And that's what makes y'all dope. Part of why I enjoy meeting hip hoppers is because you have a goal in the end game. Now this goes back to the beginning of the interview where I said, I like to ask why you started hip hop or how hip hop, got to you. But how do you translate hip hop if somebody asks you, what is hip hop?
Shit.
That's your favorite word to start off with.
I think I'd probably describe it as like expression, obviously, free form expression. Probably like as a culture to an extent, because it's almost like a philosophy, like a way you dress, a certain way you carry yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely, I would say, transformed from where like it began and like where it is today.
You think so? That's cool. I'm glad you said that because you fit into that. What do you think?
For me, it's something I grew up with, So it's like a familiar language to speak with.
I feel that.
He said familiar. Remember that word. You finished?
Yeah. It's I feel like it's like not to go too crazy.
No,
like,
do it. Go as crazy as you want. Go ahead.
Yeah,
This is your interview. Do it.
As like a black person who is a descendant of slaves, you look at other people and you see like everybody got like a distinct culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the closest thing I have to like something that's my culture is hip hop, even though that's like a difficult one because of how commercial hip hop and rap music has become. It's like I can't like say that definitively, but like for me, that's how it feels, you know.
I love y'all. I swear. Hip hop is the manifestation of God through you. Let me tie what you said together, because you said familiar. What's another word for familiar? Spirit. Thank you. Hip hop existed while you were sperm, while your daddy's is alive. Hip hop is also biblical. Let me tell you what I mean. Hip hop is the culmination of a drum. What's the original drum ever made? Your heart. It beats. Hip hop is music, so for it to be effective, it has to have harmony. The harmony is your system, because when your body flows good, your blood flows good, you're strong. Hip hop is how you measure your bars. Those are called steps. That's how you write music. So you've been the embodiment of hip hop from the beginning. And like you said, how you dress, you have a landscape of a city on your shirt. Look at that. That's hip hop. You have ripped jeans on. Remember Chubb Rock? My man said what? This is, you got rips in your denim, this is hip hop, don't hem them. Do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So you have been hip hop. And understanding what hip hop is understanding the power of creativity within you. That's why your music should be listened to, not just listened to because you have something to say. You said responsibility comes in making music. What is the one responsible message that you did not get from hip hop that you're bringing to it though?
Shit.
My favorite word again.
Because we be asking questions, I'll be having sick for real.
Welcome to the Heritage Hip Hop. You're bringing something to the music that's not there, so what are you bringing? What is it?
Can you ask a question again?
Sure. You're listening to, you're making music. You're making music to give a message. What is hip hop missing that you need to bring to it because you're not getting it, basically?
I don't see that's a hard question because I'm not.
Because the way I be feeling every, I feel like there's like a saying I can't think of specifically. But I feel like everything that exists or everything that's new was probably a thing already.
Of course.
Yeah.
But it's like it's
nothing
like,
new under the sun.
Just saying it in a different.
It's the way you choose to interpret it, and I think also there's always like a version of a thing that exists for like every kind of like generation, if you know what I mean. Like for us growing up, like how you say like Cudi was like a vibe and an energy, but for like I would say like my little brother or like their generation, there's someone else. Like you would say like a Juice WRLD, like an X.
XXX.
That's their introduction to that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I would reference like a Pro Era or like a TDE, because like they spoke about what they spoke about, and we carry that energy, but in our own specific way, and we take it in a direction that they may not have taken.
That's dope, because then that's what we talked about, the paradox of life. That's taking something to the next level. That's growth. And that's why I'm saying it has to be something that hip hop didn't give you that you're bringing to it. Because for you to inspire the next person, the story, the background story may be the same. Hip hop's all about pain. Somebody died, a bunch of gang members stopped banging, and what they did was they made music. Then peace, unity, love, and having fun came out. Then the gangs wanted to unify, and they got what happened? Drugs. Then that's what hip hop turned into. But then after that, it turned into, it went from leave drugs alone to sit lean. To when this is a famous hip hop quote, our generation died when our fathers was born. Think about that. Then it went to, well, y'all sold the drugs. Why y'all mad at us about rapping about taking it? You did this to our parents. To now, where it's like, yeah, we get high, but we don't want to get high no more. We want to become entrepreneurs and businessmen. So there's always something changing within the backdrop of the story. Your part of the story may not be getting high. Your part of the story may be, F all that. Honestly, what do you feel and how do we elevate from that?
Well, you know, a thing I think about a lot is like how much capitalism is like ingrained in hip hop.
Why not?
You know,
That's just crazy.
it's like I feel like
Try to give an example.
just in general,
How much money you got?
how much money you got,
How many women you have?
that you know. I
Me,
think
me,
about
me.
the term prosperity gospel a lot.
Oh, Reverend Ike. Come on. God wants you to be rich. Go ahead. Talk about it.
Well, the way I came across it is the way capitalism works is it makes it so that there's always gonna be people suffering because there is that chance for the individual to not, you know, there's like a chance that I can be rich and I'm gonna work to achieve that rather than working to better the whole of society, which is like a
Evil?
real,
Evil.
some ways not, you know.
Fair.
Some ways it is, some ways it's not. I feel it's like a thing we could look at.
Together. Let's do it right now. Hip hop came out of Reaganomics. That's why there were so many poor people in the black neighborhoods. And if you look at Ed Koch, old mayor campaign, and Ronald Reagan's old campaign to become president, they went to the inner city, and the people were telling them so much what was wrong, they got frustrated and left. So not having and getting was always going to be a part of hip hop because it came from the poor people who were not heard.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I agree.
But then let's flip it. If it wasn't for people being able to get rich, Baby from Cash Money Records, shout out to him, couldn't buy his old projects and let people live for rent free. Now he owns it. He charges no rent. It wouldn't help Jay-Z do what he does, whether you agree with Jay-Z or not. It wouldn't help, what's another good one? Oh man, it wouldn't help. Let's go outside of the spectrum of rappers. Prince. It wouldn't help. It would never have had Prince help Michael Jordan establish his own shoe or give Spike Lee money to do his movies and start these great careers. So you're right. It's that logo. You're right. It's capitalist, but that's not our nature. Because hip hop is always about each one teach one.
Yeah.
There's always a dumbass that makes you regret it though. Look at what happened to Pop Smoke, R.I.P. His boy posted the address on Instagram and they got ran up on. See what I'm saying? Or look at Tekashi 6ix9ine, Snitch 9, whatever. That he was grafted into something, and you like Royce in that video, Overcoming must have meant something to you. It was grafted into something to make people money and they used them. Yet, look at the flip side. Akon signed Lady Gaga, and with all the money he made, he's going to Africa, making great cities for people to live in. With, that's what was it, bio-friendly, eco-friendly. So yeah, there are dichotomies in everything.
Exactly.
There's ups and downs, goods and bads, yin and yangs. That's called life. So when I ask you about the message that you want to give, it's about the hope that you're giving to the people who listen to your music. I don't want to be long-winded. I want to ask you this question. What was the one pivotal message you got from hip-hop that saved your life and you put it into your hip-hop?
It's probably like really simple, but I would just say like the concept of self-expression and just being able to say what you want and be able to relate to people, but also just like the passing of like information, like especially like lately. I was watching like a lot of Royce interviews too, and like every interview he does, he says something very like that you can learn from in terms of the way the music industry works and how you can be better than how he was, and you can be in better positions. So I would say that self-expression and information.
Facts. You?
I related to I don't know. There's a lot of things. It's like everything from just like it's enjoyable to become skillful at a thing, right? That's like one of the most fundamental things. It's enjoyable to work things in interesting new ways. You can, and then hip hop is like so nuanced, you know, like there's like so many different things that different people do, you know. So I feel like what I saw the potential for me to use it as a way to speak about what I like. In the beginning, it's just I want to say like some interesting, mind-blowing shit in general, right?
Right.
And that's what got me, like, yeah. I feel like I've always wanted, like, had a desire to like say mind-blowing stuff, be outlandish or whatever, and you could do that through hip hop. I'm a visual artist too, and I don't think I ever thought about making art where I'm like expressing ideas until I got into hip hop. Before that, I was just like drawing anime characters and whatnot, you know.
But that's expression.
Yeah, and it's the conceptual level of it is what I think. Like you could like present ideas like almost like philosophy. I feel like I could be a philosopher if I like wrote essays and stuff.
You're already doing it. You're spitting
exactly,
rhymes.
And I feel like I saw that in hip hop. That's what it is right there.
You know what's deep? When I hear your music and now I see you, I look at you as a king and you as a physician. Because kings make decisions for the betterment of the people, and the physician doctors on your inside and your outside. Work.
Okay.